it stopped for what was last night. Remember, this junction now is slightly different to one is in the daylight, and two is being opened up a little bit, so they don't 100% know what's there. That's exactly how Sam actually seconds away from 5th place, so that's not ideal. You can hear him changing the gears really quickly. Why would you change gears really quickly? It's just They say you get away with something like that. Clean is very Came into the day, it's currently Kevin Walker still. Sorry, no. Yeah, in the Escort, sorry, I was looking at a different Escort. Fantastic where. But you can just see how dirty they are. That is from corner cutting. This drive and general, this road's dry, but they've had it looks like they've had an interesting 4 stages out there this morning. I'd say so, yeah, nice. Next car coming towards us, so we just had that, should be Jill Cunningham, but obviously we've had 4 stages this morning. There have been some stories to tell. We're missing
Come on, I got my sender.
I say this right. Like I say, by the time they get to that chicane, just looking at the mountains that they're doing, if the tyres weren't that warm, they'd have got some nice to the front on that acceleration area. It's something I used to drive, but I always need to. I just never did. Yeah, underneath it's just not a very nice floating stage. No.
What was it?
You're coming from the start line.
No, I'll give him a word.
It's all the way down to this is the first big one.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
You say you don't want to be riding the clutch in second gear, you're trying to be as tidy as possible. You want to get in there. So yeah, say there's a bit super for everyone there. that it was slightly negative. So had Joe Cunningham through. Next should be Brian Cole in his Ford Fiesta Rally 2, Jamie Ford, co-driver. Now, this car, Thursday. Yes, big work from the mechanics and the team, and then on to the trainer, and then here. So, to be sitting inside the top, was actually just 11th overall right now. He did start the day actually in 8th, and yeah, so that's just slow, just dropped a little bit. I mean, there has been the position change, I think, obviously in the dark. You either love it or you hate it, I think, last night. And some people much prefer to be in the daylight and just enjoying that fact where they can give it everything and climb some places there.
It's alright, it's fine.
You've not been in the car for 5 months, not go down a dark road. Another big spin on the first drop corner of stage 3, which wiped out the landlords, two wins and all the field companies. Yeah, I mean, when I look at the results at the moment coming into this stage, I've got them in 7th place at the minute. So he's made up 1 place on the overall. No, he's actually made up 2 places in the overall, 3 places in the overall. So that's not too bad. But he's in this Pro Tyre Championship thing. He's going to be up against Sam and people like that all season. So they do want a stronger run than with the first rally. And I think what they'll be looking at is his time. Now drops into the where he wants to be. Drops into the but the full drive cars make a big difference out of slow junctions.
That's something brilliant.
Yeah, the real drive put in but there is so much going on, as you say, you're breaking down from 100 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, and trying to get it in and then out, and then just happens like not yet. You don't really want to be using the collision control in this situation, but you probably have to just
We'll cross the road. where the road is a little bit wider and then took up a wider surface. We have seen that in rallying before, even in competitive cars. They've gone just beyond where there's a bit more space and using. No one's taken that approach so far. Everyone is trying to pivot on the axis of this final veil, so to speak. I'd be interested to see once it's done. Yeah,
Looking at it, it looks pretty good on the bridge. It's, as you say, it's on this second phase of the section on the right corner. I think it's John Cunningham was second class. Brunton was third. So he's running out of horn with the rear bumper missing. So Storage is out there. Dave Brightford, Sam just seen now on a second class. He's only actually sixth. Fastest time on 1:19.7. Now, this was the same stage last night, albeit in the dark. So what were we doing last 25 foot dark? 6 seconds. Yeah. Because I think there's a rogue time program last night, but 1:07. But I think I gave you say 1:23s, in the second pass 1:21. So it's a lot of things.
No.
Hey now. You tell me and we'll drive.
I know everything like that. You know, we talk about evolution of the cars and how things get better. Everybody says, oh, it's always better in the old days, it's always better. Then it was more fun.
No, boy, they're too loud. Now she's like, you know, I should be taking me on me, that's why.
I never thought.
That's why you're taking me to something.
Two-wheel drive escorts are in the same class as the four-wheel drive top cars because of engine capacity, not car specification as such. So, yeah, you've got a two-wheel drive car and a certain size engine.
Oh, man. No, it's not it.
Another family, yeah, the George Thomas, he used a car 105, so last night he went back over for an hour, nearly an hour and 20 minutes. So you're back on the way thinking, how am I getting on? You virtually finished your 4 stages before the first go to bed, and you discover you're not winning or
Yeah, I'm getting some footage on my GoPro now. That's what I mean, I'm playing between the phone and the GoPro.
fresh tyres. You had like a hard plus, then a hard plus plus, and then a hard plus plus plus.
I can't reset it, it's still tight.
You've got 2 or 3 choices. Right, look at the sky.
Don't, it's a joke, you missed the part. That's a joke. No, you didn't. I did. It was up the hill that you're supposed to go like that, and I went left. Yeah, and then immediately cracked into me. Oh, that's That's how I'm hoping. I want to finish this on the track.
I should be under the way down with that sorry.
Yeah. I didn't go for it. I went on the yellow line. You said, Bob!
Oh,